Alright, let's jump over there, it looks like. And then see what they try to do. Yeah, it looks like the detonators do damage the walls a little bit in a small Reidan, so we'll just double the number of shots. The Praetorians aren't really even trying to break through that small wall right now, so it's actually working pretty well. What's up, boys? Today we're going to be playing a full Dwarf fortress build, where we stack a bunch of weapons that can fire over walls and terrains and stuff, and then we're going to use one of the boing pads to jump into the middle of a bunch of rocks and just sit in there and see how long we can blast the bugs without them being able to reach us. So eventually the Praetorians and I think the small detonators do a little bit of terrain damage as well will be able to reach us, and also the flying Macteras. But we're going to try and either blast them or freeze them quick enough that we can just sit in there for a while and avoid all the other bugs. So I want to build around either the Hurricane rocket launcher or the cryo grenades, I think. If we can freeze basically everything, it'll take them a lot longer, but we of course want to avoid getting the overclocks that cause us to deal terrain damage, even though I do love getting me some extra resources to pump up the levels. It just doesn't fit the build here. Oh, let's actually use some of the boing pads to speed this stuff up a bit. Wait, does that make you mine faster when you land as well? Actually, never noticed that before. Those small detonators are going to be a pain, and the PGL is pretty slow early on. Let's see if we can get level 5 somewhere so I can get a weapon to help me deal with them, hopefully. Jesus, it takes so long to level on this map sometimes. I'm level 4 and we're almost at the end of the stage. What? That's crazy. Finally, a second weapon. I don't think we want any of these. Having a heavy tag might be useful if we get the Hurricane, but we need something else. We could go into grenades and throwable stuff, I guess. Go for the lasting damage over time stuff, or high explosive. Yeah, that might fit with the PGL, I guess. It's going to be kind of weird not going for the terrain damage, though. Coupons to buy some extra stuff from the shop. Kinetic damage. Let's take the levels, try and get some overclocks. Let's go for the purple reload. That'll be pretty good with the throwable weapons.
I'm a better dwarf than yesterday.
So we probably want the non-damage over time stuff now. The cryo grenade and the plasma burster would fit with what we're doing here. We could get the axes, but well, I guess I actually would like to try them at some point, since a while back they changed it so that they never knock bugs towards you anymore. So it'd be good to see how those perform now in a build that's really focused around similar weapons with kinetic and throwable stuff. Really need to try and get some elite damage going now, so we want to keep them in throwable range the entire time as we're exploring at this point, but also staying far enough away that the wardens don't really shield them too much. Those are some fast detonators. That'll get us an overclock, and we can get the triple for a nice damage boost, and hopefully that'll be enough now. I don't think we want any of these now. That could actually work still. We'd have to avoid a throwable weapon for the last one, but that's all explosive and kinetic. Are bugs the Hulk then? They get stronger when they get angrier? Yeah, let's try and do the full hurricane still then. We'll try and get a lot of explosive radius. I think I will take the higher rarity there, especially since we're one level away from an overclock. Reload is the most fun there, and another triple, not bad. Big pickup radius right as we're heading back in should let us pick up almost everything here. Paint job, yeah. Grab some hurricane here. And then I'll take a blue damage. And it always feels like there's like 10 elites that are so close to dying on this map, right when you end the level. We have a decent amount of gold, and that's every weapon so far. A lot of paint jobs, wow. We can get 2 of them to try and push the overclocks. And we don't want the TNT here, so explosion radius it is. And I guess I do want paint jobs for the PGL. Since it doesn't really scale that well with level ups, it only has damage and reload available to it. And reload is kind of a weak stat when there's no way to increase the fire rate for it. Or rather, there's no way to infinitely scale the fire rate. You can get a bit from the gas overclock, which is I think 25% to each, and the ammo rig is a pretty large 50% fire rate, but you can't get it on level ups, that is. Okay, we can get the impact axe. Well, if we're going full hurricane, that would give throwable. I could take the shock vents to give some debuffs and pick some stuff up for me. I'm not sure there's any other kinetic stuff to go with these without unlocking anything bad for me. So I think I will just take that. And the nice part about that as well is the artifact that gives reload speed based on the total number of tags will be scaled up quite a bit by taking a very different weapon like that as well. And reload speed is fantastic on our two main weapons so far, the Hurricane and the high explosive grenade. Let's get a bit of armor while that's pretty high. I do like having some decent survivability on this map since the small detonators are really fast. Feels like there is a decent amount of unavoidable damage at some points if you're not paying very close attention to where they're coming from and where your boing pads are. Yeah, big swarm, we're probably gonna have to run away and leave that for a bit later. Let's grab the Hurricane. For the shock vents, I probably just want to reload speed and potency on it to improve the debuffing and get more of them out. But Hurricane, I'm still trying to build as the main weapon for this. Yeah, it does seem like you mine a bit faster after you land from the pads. So I guess they give you a temporary movement and mining speed buff then. Just never really noticed that before. Reload is fine. I guess the Praetorians aren't gonna destroy that tree for me. Ooh, big movement speed. I definitely need some of that to explore the map. Yeah, we're gonna need a decent amount of movement, and I guess I do have status effect damage unlocked now, which isn't ideal. Potency's fine. We could use some XP early on still, I think. So I'm going to need a decent amount of movement speed and mining speed to fully explore and mine out the map. And then after that, we'll have time to hopefully do the Dwarf Fortress plan. There's also a flyer here. Hurricane, there we go. We'll go with the 3 more rockets. That's a 50% damage boost, I believe, so that's pretty impactful. PGL is pretty good, and it has the best overclock so far. Kind of wanted to keep the other one alive, oh well. Squinties usually don't feel worth it in a 10-stage dive because you'll scale up your crit chance and damage enough that will eventually be a downside. I actually like both of these. I'm not going to be destroying that much terrain, but I think this will still help me get explosion radius and reload speed, which are very fun stats to have for the rocket launcher. Let's go ahead and get the second overclock here. And that's a massive stat boost when there's no real way to get fire rate for it. Decent crit damage, massive hurricane, yes please. Explosion radius, absolutely hurricane. We can try and get that up to 18 with paint shots eventually. So we have very little nitra here, probably want to look for some hurricane stuff. Damage, I do like having a decent amount of survivability. Hurricane, yeah. Bit of reload, maybe one more reroll.
What else?
Bit of explosive, or some movements. I like getting that to help us explore the map faster, so I'm gonna lock that one.
To try this out.
And the gold scanner plus coupons will help a lot with doing stuff like that as well. Can we boing over to there? Probably not.
Look at this plot.
But we can boing some loot bugs. Oh yeah, I guess you could go for knockback-based weapons as well. I don't think the 18 on that is super useful, and we'll probably get some damage stat level ups for it anyways.
Christmas tree. We got a swarm incoming. Supplies blocked. Get the landing zone clear.
Yes, please.
Oh yeah, the crystals always trip me up on those.
LZ clear. Supplies inbound.
I like the pay to win, and divers is not bad. That actually combos pretty nicely with the gold scanner. And it makes the rerolls in the shop feel a bit less bad. Yeah, we'll take a big reload speed for that. Hurricane, yup. Still need a lot of levels for that one. Luck.
Prepare to fight for your life. The big swarm is approaching.
Alright, it's swarm time. Are there any boing pads nearby? Doesn't seem like it.
Well done. You got them all.
Alright, let's jump into the middle of something and see what happens here. Flyer runs at me immediately, I guess. I can mine out a little bit and then pull him in circles, I guess? Although that did open a little opening there. But it kind of works. And we got a bunch of Praetorians now. I'll take a big reload speed for it. We have to be careful not to get trapped over here since the entrance is pretty narrow. Let's see if we can squeeze out through the bottom. Decent reloads. Yeah, I definitely need some mining speed. It just takes me so long to explore everything right now.
Guess what's on the menu?
Ooh.
More bugs.
I can't actually control my damage with these weapons. I guess we can sort of chase them through the shock fences a little bit here. Also not really a great spot to be fighting and pulling everything into. Armor Grease isn't the best, but it's not terrible now with the movement speed, and it does get it out of the artifact pool pretty early on at stage 3, so that can help us find some cooler stuff. Hurricane into the second overclock, and that's a good amount of stats for it. Hurricane or crit chance, we'll grab a bit of that. Hurricane, yeah, let's grab that. They're pretty close and it's just reload speed for the PGL.
Stage 3 done and dusted, miner. We'll have a good meal ready for you when you return.
Grab our movement speed and another one. Let's save a little bit for some reloads and explosion radius, I think. Try and find some good hurricane upgrades, hopefully. I think I will take a paint job for that, since that's some pretty cheap levels on a weapon that doesn't scale super well with the levels for it. Big damage for that. It is pretty helpful. Then let's see what else there is. And we do get a bit more out of rerolls now that we have the pay to win, so I don't hate that quite as much. Big reload, I don't think so for a weapon that's not really scaling a whole lot here. Explosion radius, yes. I guess we could lock that. 20, probably not. Just gonna grab a bit of pickup, I think.
You have your objectives. Get it done, miner.
God, I love the jump pads. Coolest addition to a Survivors game I've played in a very long time. Alright, swarm time. Let's see if we can find a boing pad somewhere. No, we cannot. Alright, let's jump over there, it looks like. And then see what they try to do. Yeah, it looks like the detonators do damage the walls a little bit in a small radius around them. We could really use some mining speeds, but that'll get us a pretty useful overclock right now. Not favorite since we're more going into those two as the main weapon, so we'll just double the number of shots. Praetorians aren't really even trying to break through that small wall right now, so it's actually working pretty well.
Objective completed. Resupply prepared. Clear the landing zone of obstacles.
Probably gonna have to come back for this one later with the swarm coming in, but we can try to find somewhere to turtle up with the boing pads up here. That looks too narrow over there. That's a lot of claws. Hurricane, yep. I actually kind of like the ration pack since healing is pretty limited here. We can maybe look for the nitro powder later on since it's just a blue artifact. But pretty much every time I take the ration pack, it just feels nice. It just makes it more of a relaxing run, I guess. It's a decent damage increase. It doesn't seem that powerful at first glance, but almost every time I take it, I end up being glad that I did. Big reload into the level 18, yup. And I think... well, I almost always take this, but this might actually help keep our fortress alive. So I guess we'll try it here, actually. A couple of the detonators running away there. Could come in handy at some points. Alright, let's sit in here and see what they try to do for a bit. Should be able to snipe that flyer. Big damage, doesn't really do anything there, may as well take the potency for better debuffing.
Quota satisfied. The drop pod is arriving. Get moving. It won't hang around.
Explosion radius, yup.
The drop pod is about to leave. Get your ass moving, miner. Stage 4 is done. Onwards to stage 5 we go.
Hurricane, I think I'll pass on the paint shop. We're gonna push that way past 18 if I can.
What else we got?
I will take a paint shop for that.
Paint my nails.
And none of those are super useful. The reload speed will help a little bit if we get the XP collection since we'll have more of them down. And then see what else we got here. Hurricane. Reload on that is fine. We do have some rerolls here. Let's see what else we got.
I'm feeling lucky.
Explosion radius is good. Maybe one more.
Another go.
I don't think I want to save any of those. That's fine, but I don't think I care that much.
Only one way to rouse the dreadnought. Destroy its cocoons. Kill them all, miner. Objective completed. Supply pod LZ is full of crap. Clear it out.
To the sky. Back down again.
Decent crit chance. Yeah, we could use some of that still. It doesn't look like the fear ever works on the flyers might just not work on enemies at a certain rank. I'm not exactly sure on that. I don't use it a ton. Some of the knockbacks are definitely working on them though. And what is a fear but a very slow knockback anyways? The clover... It does kind of synergize with the pay to win a little bit, but I think I like the gold scanner for getting more reload speed and explosion radius since we're still decently early, and we do have the extra damage from the pay to win anyways. Hurricane... like we actually mined almost everything here. A little bit of nitro up there if we can get to the boing pad. Actually, we can probably just get the boss to charge through it. No, he's just not going to charge, I guess. Let's actually try and destroy the healing crystals so I don't accidentally pull the boss through any of them. I'll take a paint shot since that's pretty low. Yeah, I might want the healing at some point, but I feel like more than likely I'm going to end up trying to run around in random directions and I'm going to accidentally heal him a bunch, so I think just getting those out of the way probably makes it easier to play the fights. Reload, sure. You don't really have to pay as much attention to random stuff throughout the map. Reloads. This will probably be better overall. The level 18 though, I think we're fine for now. As long as I can fit through here, which I can't. That was kind of bad. Oh god, the rock stopped me. Decent movement speed. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's intentional, but if there's some terrain pretty close to you when you're jumping, either through the pads or through the new boots, it actually seems like they will often stop your jump immediately. It actually does kind of make sense logically, so it might be intentional. grab our Hurricane level 18. So we actually get a bit less value out of that, since that brings it up to 1.5 times the base amount. So 2.5 instead of 2 times. Damage and explosion radius. I think this is actually similar damage numbers to that currently. So we can do that for no downside. Explosion radius. Big crit damage, more hurricane, luck. Oh, we need some mining speed still. Hurricane. Bit of explosive damage, and then I guess we'll take that.
Get to work. There's aliens to be killed and gold to be mined.
What are those guys doing? That guy too. Invisible bug treadmill.
Scavengers lit up like a Christmas tree. We got a swarm incoming.
Paint job, we can see what we got here. The coolant leak is pretty useful, although I was hoping for the XP collection. We can now freeze and electrify enemies with it at least, so 2 useful debuffs for it. Nitro scanner or gold tips. I like them both. I think this should fit pretty well with the double gold scanner. And I still think the red sugar shouldn't be available on this map. Oh, I didn't see the tiny little sliver of water there. I was trying to see what was around on the mini-map. Explosive damage. Oh, I can see what happens if you jump on a hoarder now. Oh no, I can't. He ran too far away. I waited too long. I think I'm going to take this just to get it out of the pool. The potency will help a bit with the status effects there. None of those are super impactful, although that's not terrible. I think I'd rather just make good artifacts a bit more likely here. Ooh, perfect magnet, nice. Paint job to help get that finished off. Potency for the debuffs. Movement, good kinetic. Reloads, kind of light on nitro. I'm gonna see what else we got first. Hurricane, more movement. Paint job, we can finish that off now. And then a little bit more electrical debuffing with itself.
Let's shake it up.
Hurricane, we'll lock that, grab some nice crit chance.
Vision.
Getting pretty light on gold, just gonna grab that and move on for now.
There's beasties to shoot and work to be done. Get to it, miner.
What are those guys doing?
Tell you later.
Swarm detected. Get ready. We'll be with you shortly. Swarm detected. Get ready. We'll be with you shortly.
Alright, let's see if we can find a boing pad and turn into a dwarf fortress for this swarm. Doesn't seem like there's any nearby here. I guess we can stay in this little area for a little bit. Just blast them over the walls for now.
Swarm is approaching. Supplies blocked. Get the landing zone cleared.
Explosion radius. Man, that seems like a really fast elite wave here. I've barely explored the map. I guess we'll save that for a little bit. I don't really want to end the level this early. Hurricane. So there's some gold over there. If I can jump again. Man, the level's already over?
All tasks complete. Stage finished. Drop pod is prepped and ready.
Oh, that hurt for... Oh man, I don't have time for it now. Why is that level so fast? Hurricane... Weird. Let's just not take another hit there. That was definitely not the best way to play out that level, but I thought I had more time there. That just seems kind of weird.
Roll the dice on this one.
Pretty good explosion. I could use some HP here.
This rare stuff. I want another go.
Crit
See these every
chance.
day. Gonna roll the dice on this one.
Hurricane. Bit more mining.
Go for this one.
Your mission is clear. Get to it. Swarm is heading your way. Load up.
Swarms here. Let's go fortress mode. Oh, I can't actually make it far enough over there. Maybe with the movement speed? Okay. That kind of works. Bit small on the wall right there. But we should be able to blast basically all of the small detonators before they can break through.
Detected. Lock up and get ready. Send in the supply pod.
Salty pretzel would help if we get that low again. I do have a decent number of rerolls. Another gold scanner? I guess it's fine because we have both the pay to win and the gold tipped scaling with that. I wouldn't normally take one this late, but it kind of works with the other stuff we have anyways. I'm gonna grab a bit more HP so we don't die. Yeah, it just seems like the elites are coming out extremely fast now. I just don't really have time to do anything. And then they're dying so fast too. No.
Satisfied. The drop pod is arriving. Get moving. It won't hang around.
Big hurricane. Whee! Hello?
I rarely pick one of these.
Hello?
The stuff of
Oh,
legend.
it's just completely black? Where is the... Okay, the continue button is somewhere over there. I can't really effectively shop when it's completely black like that. But at least it didn't completely break the game. Looks like I spent a bit of nitra in there, maybe? But holding a decent amount of gold isn't that bad since we have the 2 artifacts for it.
Swings heading away. Load up. Surprise block. Get the landing zone cleared.
Let's go global damage here.
Swings heading away.
Why are they buffed by a warden? There's no warden over here, right? What is happening? What? I don't understand. Oh my god, the elite just come so fast. And then they die so fast too. I don't have any time, man. Crit damage. Please, enough time for this one at least. Turbo. I mean, I don't have enough time to explore the level anyways. May as well just get a ton of damage here then.
Gotta move on, Miner. The drop pod will head out momentarily.
don't really have much left to mine now anyways. Hurricane.
Show me more.
Couple rerolls. Explosion radius is good.
Show me more.
And another one.
How can I not?
May as well.
Let's shake it up.
Hurricane. And one more reroll, I think. Can't get those. 39 gold. Probably still worth it.
This is the big one, miner. Find and destroy.
Oh, it's gonna take me so long to kill this. He's gonna push me all the way to the boss. So the build did kind of work the few times we were able to try it out, but I think the Hurricane might just kill too many bugs too quickly. So we just spawned the elites too quickly and then they died too quickly, so we either needed a lot more movement speed and mining speed, or we needed less AoE damage, I think. One of those two, in order to really pull it off. This is really not going anywhere. Well, the knockback is actually keeping them off me. This is gonna take a while. Oh god. Hurricane or good kinetic or explosion radius. I don't think any of those boing pads will reach this spot, so we are on our own for this. I also can't see where the rocks are now. I hope that tree's not in the area. I can't see anything in here. Weapon box? I don't think we got anything that goes with that. Oh, the encabulator, we can get one instance of that since there's not enough time to level it. I feel like that's probably just better here. I can't see anything. Hurricane, do your job. Hurricane. No, I can't see where it is. Let's see, I think there was something that would be better at this level if you're taking the 100% there. Actually, wait. Are those multiplicative now? +3? And it's... Oh, they're multiplicative now. That's actually the best combo you can get then. +3 and then 100%. I wasn't aware of that. Okay, that makes the Hurricane quite a bit better now. I think this is actually the best damage you can get for it then. You can get plus 50% explosion radius somewhere up here, which would be a pretty massive increase to that as well. But having those be multiplicative now, 24 clip size, wow, that's pretty insane. No wonder I couldn't see anything. 2736 base damage, 13.5 explosion radius, triple plus the explosion. Then we made the bugs run in fear a bit. Got the triple and the nice fire rate for that. And then the shock fence for a bit of utility. I think we would have rather had the XP and resource collection there instead of disposable tech, but still pretty helpful. And if we had gotten the reload item to combo with the turbo encabulator, that would have been pretty good. Both of these scale very well with reload speed. And we unfortunately did miss a artifact since I thought I had more time there. But we were just absolutely plowing through those levels, didn't even have enough time to mine everything and then set up our fortress, unfortunately. But there was still some potential there on the handful of times we tried it out. 181 million damage, not too bad. 98 on the high explosive, and 35 on the PGL. Trying to avoid any tags that wouldn't really help the Hurricane there, so no second throwable weapon. But pretty good explosive kinetic builds, and we were just absolutely blasting stuff all around the screen with the Hurricane. But that's going to be it for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.